Hey there, hi there, ho there. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we're happy as can be to be providing you with another in our series of the Men Who Would Be Seen videos. My name is Jim Watts. I'm a writer for the Tulsa World. I am here with my colleague,
Jimmie Tramel.
Also of the Tulsa World, and we are here to give you some insights and teases as to what you can expect in the coming weekend from the Tulsa World, which is available at your local newsstand or by subscribing to tulsaworld.com. I think we got that out of the way. All right. What's been on your radar for this weekend, Jimmie?
Well, how about something that's 81 years old? And no, it's not the jokes we try to tell on this video.
Nor is it, I can say with authority, my mother, but we'll go on from there.
1940, Woody Guthrie releases what is not only his first album, but something that is believed to be the first concept album ever, where every song on the album ties into one common theme. And Woody Guthrie is obviously an Oklahoman, and the theme is very Oklahoman, and that the album was called Dust Bowl Ballads. It was about what Woody Guthrie witnessed when he was one of those Okies who traveled westward to California in search of a better life. And all the songs on Dust Bowl Ballads, his most successful album, by the way, were about these often horrific things that he saw, while going to California. And this is news all over again because a group of all-star music artists, a multi-genre collective, is putting a fresh spin on many of these songs on Dust Bowl Ballads for a brand new album that will be released September 10th on Electro Records. And the interesting thing, especially to us, is it's an Oklahoma project, but batting cleanup on the album is Parker Millsap from Purcell, Oklahoma, who will sing Vigilante Man.
Does the album have a lot of songs that are familiar? I mean, because some of Woody's songs are known by everybody, but he also wrote so many that only the real completists know them. Is that kind of what? Can you give us a sense of what sort of songs are on the album?
Well, I could read you a track list, but more so it's all like Dust Ain't Gonna Kill Me, the Ballad of Tom Joad, like okay. So really specific to the Dust Bowl, every one of these songs. And I did talk with Parker Millsap this morning, and Parker was very excited to be a part of this project and to put his own spin on Vigilante Man, which I don't know if you listened to Vigilante Man, but that's a scary song. And he said that exactly. Like, this is a scary song.
I also like the fact that, because if memory serves me right, The Grapes of Wrath came out in 1939. And a year later, Woody, the main character, is famous enough that Woody Guthrie can name a song after him, and everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, It was right on the heels of that. You nailed that date exactly, 1939. You've done this before.
My head is full of what my father calls more of that useless stuff, but it's come in handy in this job. I will say that. Well, that will be something to. Do they? Have you had a chance to hear the album? Do you know how much updating they've done to the music itself? Because I'm sure it was probably just Woody and a guitar.
Woody and a guitar, sometimes a harmonica. The only I do have the tracks to listen to. The only one I've listened to so far is the Parker Millsap track, and he did update. I don't want to give too much away.
Oh yeah.
Only by using electric guitar, but he updated the lyrics as well. Current events he put in Vigilante Man. So thank you for raising that point and bringing that up.
Well, and that's a very Woody Guthrie thing, because if my memory serves me, he would, alter his lyrics in performance to reflect something that may have happened, in town or in the news that people were aware of, that he could fit into his lyric scheme. So that's going to be something that'll be something worth seeking out. You said September 10 it drops?
September 10 on Electro Records.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll look forward to that. Well, one thing that I found out this week is that it is possible, if you want, to sleep with Buck Adam. For those of you who don't know, Buck Adam is a 21-foot statue modeled after the old Muffler Man statues that used to dot the areas along Route 66. He's done up as a space cowboy with a cowboy hat and a face shield and all that at Buck Adams Cosmic Curios on Route 66 on 11th Street. The owner, Mary Beth Babcock, purchased a small house immediately behind her shop, and that has become an Airbnb called Buck Adams Crash Pad. See where this is going. Recently, I thought it was this week, Airbnb listed it as one of its top quirkiest destinations for places to stay. This includes, a lighthouse in Alaska. Dear, I don't have them all ahead, but a lot of some really, places carved out of mountains and some really unusual places that are offered as Airbnbs where people can rent an entire place for a night or extended time. And so they've got it decorated up with art from the shop. And one unique thing about it is if you see something on the wall that you like, you likely will be able to buy it because there will be tags telling you how to go about to purchase it. So all the art, which is primarily by local Tulsa and Oklahoma artists, is for sale to help support them. And they've had all kinds of people already. It only opened in October, but they've had people get married at the foot of the statue and then use the house for the preparation and for the honeymoon afterward. One lady turned the backyard into a petting zoo for her son's birthday. Things like that. It's a quirky place, as you can't quite imagine. But we'll have a whole thing about that. I believe that'll be in Saturday's scene, which has become more real estate and home and garden focused as an issue. So that would be something to look for.
That's neat. Buck Adam is almost a cross between the two main characters in Toy Story, if you think about it. I mean,
I never thought about it like that, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, I had never made that connection before, but yeah, he kind of looks, yeah, even down to the face, you can kind of see a fight between Buzz Lightyear and Woody the Cowboy in that expression. So I don't know why I never thought. Well, I guess because I've never seen Toy Story, but when you don't have children, a whole lot of the Disney universe goes right by you.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Are you a huge fan of Toy Story yourself?
Well, I was going to pitch to you, everybody should be so lucky that they have a show that they love. It doesn't have to be now, could be from whenever ago. Does James Watts have a show that this is my show? I love it.
Well, boy, well, there are a lot of shows that I like, but if there's one show that I would say that I am a fan of, basically because it was so weird anyway, would probably be The Prisoner. It's a early 70s, I think, show starred Patrick McGoohan as a former secret agent who gets kidnapped and imprisoned in this island. And it's this huge allegorical, weird Cold War. It's the hardest thing in the world to describe, but it's fascinating to watch. It was 17 episodes, and they showed it on OETA back in years ago, maybe the late 70s, early 80s. And I just fell in love with the thing. So yeah, I would say that would be that would be the show that if I was a fan of it, would be that show.
For me, it was Kolchak the Night Stalker with Darren McGavin, the one-year wonder TV series from the 1970s, with the Rockford Files kind of right behind it on its. But
Both excellent shows.
Point being that everybody deserves to have a show that they love, even people who have fans themselves. S.E. Hinton has plenty of fans. You know, she wrote The Outsiders and other books that became films. She has a show. What is that show? And should we tell them now, or should we say read the paper Friday? We'll tell them now. Her show is she loves the CW series Supernatural, and in fact is a super fan of Supernatural. And I was so glad to be able to talk with S.E. Hinton about why she loved the show, to what links her fandom took her to. She's been to Vancouver to the set like multiple times to watch them film the show. So just really pleased that she was able to talk to me, and we got to talk to one of the cast members from Supernatural, Misha Collins, contributed to the story as well. So you can read that in Friday's Tulsa World.
Did and I'm sure that Miss Hinton, who I've talked with in the past, was probably very pleased to talk about something other than The Outsiders. Not that she's avoiding that, but it's just, I'm sure she likes being asked other things. Was she ever on the show? Did they like do a cameo of her like she was in The Outsiders and then wrote it?
I don't know that she was in Supernatural, but another show she loves is Psych. You're familiar with that show?
Yeah, I am.
And they did find a place for her in Psych. She was appeared in the 2017 Psych the movie. So
okay.
There you go. I guess she is. And I get the idea too. She likes to talk about things other than what she's asked about all the time, as any of us would. But we did also talk about The Outsiders for a secret project that's going to be down the road a little bit.
All right, we will draw a veil, gentle readers, over that and say no more at this time. So let's see, what are we eating this week? We went to a food truck. Fortunately, on the last day that it wasn't before it turned to 100 degrees every day, called Abu Omar Halal. It's at 31st and Memorial. It's the first Tulsa location of a chain out of Houston, and they do basically Middle Eastern, Mediterranean street food, gyros, kebabs, a preparation called shawarma, which is thin slices of beef or chicken that they marinate and then stack on these spits and roast them vertically and then saw off bits and pieces. If you've seen any place that does tacos al pastor, you're familiar with that, or even gyros. And we talk about that, what we think of them. It is strictly a get it and go. There's no seating around there, and it's, as I say, it's in the middle of a convenience store parking lot. So, but it is worth checking out. And we'll have coming up an interview with the new chef at Lowwood Modern Wood Fire, which is in the East Village. A few years ago, it was, I believe, our best restaurant of the year when it opened. And so this is the first change in its culinary direction in a while. So we'll be talking with the new chef, who's Bobby Benjamin, and sampling some of the things he's bringing quite literally to the table. So I think that will wrap us up for what we've got coming for this weekend. Things are kind of on the cusp as far as performances and the like. Although Theater Tulsa is opening Matilda the musical this weekend, and we'll have a review of that coming soon. So we'll see what happens as the rest of the time progresses. So, any last words, my friend?
I think we can both say now that it's out that we both love Reservation Dogs.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. It's almost enough to make one want to pay for FX on Hulu to see how the thing plays out. But yeah, they've done the 4 episodes are really, really good. Really, they're at once accessible and strange, especially for me because I did not grow up in a small town. But they make everything real. And I know that you said last week, as somebody who did grow up in small town Oklahoma and knew, had a lot of, friends and acquaintances in the indigenous community, that these kids got it right. And I think they were very, very proud of the fact that you blessed them with that approbation.
Well, Neil Gaiman has been among people who complimented the series on Twitter.
Wow.
And Mark Ruffalo, who played the Hulk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well. So it seems to be universally loved as far as what I can tell.
Well, that's good to hear. And I hope Sterling Harjo is right when he says that he wants to see it run for years. So let's hope that's the case. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. We'll be back same bat time, same bat channel with a new episode soon. So thanks for watching and good day to you wherever you are.
Behave.
For more information, you can visit tulsaworld.com.